might screw it up. I might screw it up, so let me look at it again before I do. Sorry about this. There was a man and a dog too this time. Two beasts counting old Ben the bear, and two men counting Boone Hagenbeck, in whom some of the same blood ran which ran in Sam Father's, though Boone's was a plebeian strain of it, and only old Ben the bear and the mongrel lion and Sam Father's were taintless and incorruptible. I think about that a lot as I'm sitting at City Hall, where corruption is just part of the petri dish that we live in at City Hall. It's breeding like fungus over there, and I'm trying to keep that fungus off me, and I think I've done a pretty good job of it.
Yes.
And to me, the best way to keep corruption off yourself is to not be all about getting elected, but staying connected to the people who got you elected, and thinking about the families and the seniors and the artists and the small business people and the people who are trying to make a difference in the world, that you hearken to them and listen to what they have to say and what their ideas are for making the world a better place. And someone just talked about the budget right now, and the budget is a place where you can mete out justice. And I've tried my best to do it at great cost, not to myself, but to the police, the cops, who I think have a difficult job and need to get support, but don't always need all the money they get from our budget, nor the firefighters. And we can move a little bit of money over there to the seniors and people who use our parks, and the people who don't want their fares increased at Muni, and the children who need child care, and the mothers who need shelter from violence, from domestic violence. Then we can actually create justice in this world. That's not enough, because the fact that we have to have all these things that people live in violence means that we don't have justice in this world. And it's always an ongoing battle to do that, to create that space. So I look at art as being a big part of it, and I want to thank you for sharing your art and your words here tonight. I think I started thinking about 1989 when Rebecca was talking about disasters. I got here in 1989. I got here about January 30th, 1989. I had about $1,000 in my pocket. I knew about 4 people, and I had a living room floor to sleep on. And one of my first jobs was to pour coffee from a coffee cart on the corner of Sansom and Market Street. Close by there was the City Club, where I heard there was a Diego Rivera mural, like one of Diego Rivera's masterpieces was up there. So I went there on my lunch break, but I couldn't get in because I wasn't a club member. And it wasn't until I actually ran for mayor and had suddenly access to the club that I got to see the mural. It was an incredible thing to see a Diego Rivera mural. It was called The Allegory of California. And what was crazy about it was that it was about the workers of California, people who were like creating our economy, making it run, making it work. The farmers, the engineers, the artists, all of that was all captured in the mural. And then they had this stairway that came up at the base of the mural, up to the top of the stairs. It was a man who started out tilling the earth, and then he was like a carpenter, then he was like an engineer, then he was building bridges and building dams, and then he was like working in an office building, and then he was like owning the office building. At the very end, had a top hat on his head. He was taking off his head. He had arrived at the very top of the stairs to the City Club of San Francisco. That's not the world I want to create here in this city, and I think we can do much better than that. I want to create a world where it doesn't matter what income you have, that you have a city that can protect you. If you're an immigrant coming from Palestine, or coming from the Ukraine, or coming from Central America, you have a sanctuary city where you know you have no difficulty whatsoever talking to the police about being the victim of a crime, or you can not be worried about ICE coming in your home and breaking in your door and taking you away. We can create that world here. I want a world here in San Francisco where we can actually have children who can grow up here They can go to school here. They can get a job here. They can grow old here. We don't have that right now. It seems like such a simple thing that we can have, but we don't have that here. I think about 1989 again. In 1989, we had an earthquake that happened. In the same year, we also had the walls come down in Eastern Europe, a world of great change. And during that earthquake, just around that same time, I remember that we had people looking out after one another. I actually was working in the East Bay, and I was coming in over the Golden Gate Bridge because I couldn't get over the Bay Bridge because I had collapsed. And the world, San Francisco at that time, for me, was completely